Do the Top Podcast. This is your real estate podcast. We teach regular people how to invest in real estate. If you would like to learn and grow in real estate investment, you have come to the right place. My name is Ibrahim. I am the host today, and my co-host here is Ahmed Lawal. We are committed to make real estate investment seamless as much as possible. I've always been saying this: it is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but if you follow the process, come to do the talk as you've always been, you will definitely get to the financial independent, and you will scale up as sooner than you expected. Ahmed, how are you doing today?
Fantastic. Thank you for, the introduction. Like we always say, guys, just keep watching us and share this content. We want to make sure we reach as many people as possible.
Yes.
And today's topic is something that really goes beyond real estate. We're going to limit it within the scope of real estate. So what we are trying to talk to you about today is credit score. It is a big and important factor when it comes to buying and not selling, but buying of homes. All right. So Ibrahim, this is a problem that a lot of people face when they want to start investing, or they want even not just investing, even buying your primary residence. Uh, how can someone establish credit?
That is a question, because it's very common that we see, everyone, you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, you want to get into even some jobs. Yeah. Need you to have like a fair or good credit score. So a lot of people, they find it hard to really get that average or the fair credit score that the institutions, the mortgage companies, and all banks are looking for. So our goal today is really to simplify it and make it easy as much as possible for people to establish this credit. So I'm going to start by analyzing or emphasize on people, like how to get started, because we want to start from the beginning up to the level where you can maintain it. So the first thing I want us to look at is the people that they have zero credit, like they want to start. Okay, so to get started, I will encourage you, first of all, to be resilient. The reason why I said that is because you're gonna experience a credit company like Capital One, Discover, or Chase Bank. They might reject you, but I want you to go forward and apply as much as possible to different institutions. I'm gonna recommend Discover or Capital One. It's up to you, but the goal is to apply as much as you can. And what are you gonna apply for? Apply for a secure credit card. Okay. A secure credit card is a credit card where it's actually your money. So because the fact that you don't have any credit score, the institution, they don't trust you. They want to see how you can manage your money before they can give you their money. Yeah. So it's normal, because they need to see how you are financially sound. So technically, when you apply to all these institutions, one of them may reject you. I mentioned that early. If Capital One reject you, go to Discover. Do not, quit. Apply as much as you can. I believe one of them will give it to you based on the fact that you are putting down your money. That is why I'm recommending a secure credit card. And when you do that, there are various options: $200, $500, or even the one for 1,000. So you don't have to go that high. Personally, I recommend people going for the $200 because the goal is to build credit, not to use that money for, purchases like unnecessary stuff, of course. So when you do that, make sure that you keep a balance of 30% or less. In this example, I'm using $200. That means the max balance you should keep on that credit card, on that secure credit card, because the keyword is secure. Okay, on that secure credit card is $60. The fact that the limit is 200, it means 30% is $60. So when you spend that money, let's say you spend $60 this month, and the next cycle will be in the next 5 days. However, you want to buy gas, okay? Now, all you have to do is to go to the app or to the website of that company that issue out the secure credit card to you, and pay part of that money. If you want to buy gas of $20, then you pay $20 out of the 60 that the current balance that you have. Technically, your balance will go down to $40. Now you can buy a gas of 20. And the good news is no taxes on gas in the US. So you're not gonna go wrong doing that. Okay. So when you do that, every month, between 3 to 5 months, that company, you'll see a letter. You'll be surprised. They'll send you a letter and they'll tell you, hey, summary. They'll just say, hey, we don't need your $200 anymore. You've been doing well. We're gonna send back your $200, and now we are issuing you 1,500, 1,800.
Now they trust you.
Yes, thank you for that. So because now they trust you, they believe you can money, so they will issue out money to you, and 1 or 2 weeks you'll get a check of your $200 back, because that money is actually your money. A lot of people don't know this. When you tell them about secure credit card, they feel, they think, oh, if I spend the $200, is it like the money is gone? No, it is your money. They will return your money. All you have to do, use that credit card judiciously, the secure credit card judiciously, and you will get a real credit from the institution, and they will return your initial money.
So that is number one of the two methods.
Yes.
So what is the second method?
Thank you for that. So the second one is, you need to look for one of your family member. I recommend your parent or your spouse. Okay. If you are married, talk to your spouse. Make sure he or she has good credit. Then ask that person to add you as an authorized user on their credit, because when you do that, that person, as long as they are making their payment, as long as they are keeping their credit profile in a healthy shape, it's going to positively affect you positively, because your credit, as they are getting credit, you also will be getting credit. Okay. And you don't have to use it. That person can keep using it. Of course, they will send you another card, but you don't have to use that card. As long as one person is using it and the person is paying back, you will positively benefit from it. So that's the second method. And of course, that person as well has to keep 30% or less for you to get the utmost reward. Because every month the credit bureau assesses your credit profile. They look at, are you a high risk, or is your spouse or your parent a high risk? If you guys show that, yes, you know how to manage your credit, which is you keeping 30% or less balance on your monthly statement, definitely your credit will go up faster versus someone who is maxing out their credit score. Even though if he or she pays, as long as their balance is about 70 or 80%, it means if they give you 5 points on that, you would have gotten like 20 or 35 points if you had keep 30% or less. So that's how the credit bureau.
So now, if I have a credit card of $200, just like you've been using as an example, you are advising that we should spend like up to 60. That is the max we should be trying to spend on each card, like 30% of that card. Because once you go over that 30%, now you are becoming a little high risk.
High risk, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any penalty for going over?
Okay. So the penalty is that the credit are going to reduce the point that you're supposed to get. So like I said, a $200 limit, you spend more than 60. If you spend 60, let's say you're supposed to get 25 points. Individual A that spend less than 60, they give them 25 points. Individual B that spend over 60 will get some point, but it might be 10 or 5.
Okay.
So it's not like you're not gonna get any point, because you are still paying, so you're gonna get point. However, you're not gonna get the max point because they look at you as a high risk.
Okay.
If you look at it logically, if they give the two people the same point, then then what is the value, or what is the essence of keeping
There's no
low balance?
there's no punishment for who is spending more.
Yeah, so it makes sense if you look at it, because they are trying to make sure everyone is disciplined and know how to manage their credit. So as long as you're keeping less balance, less than 30%, you're gonna build your credit profile faster than an individual who just max everything out, because then that person shows that he or she is a high risk to the credit bureau.
A little story about what you just said is, I recently, like last month, I added my son on one of my cards, and I added my wife on one of my cards. That card I already zeroed it out, like the interest rate is high, and I'm not going to touch it again. So I kind of had them on it because now they can be reports. That's giving them like a head start on the credit. But moving on, this is related to real estate now. So what type of credit profile do you need? What type of credit number do you need to be able to secure a loan?
Good question. And I'm sure everyone would like to know. So FHA requires a minimum of 580. But I don't want us to just keep that 580 in mind, because it comes with a lot of a lot of baggage. Okay, when you have a 580 credit score, yes, of course you can get a house, but the scrutiny is way higher than someone who has like 640. Okay, so I've seen someone who got a 580. In fact, one of my clients got a home before with 583. Okay, however, we had to clean up different kind of mess. I mean, I don't know if I should use that word, but what I'm getting to is that we have to send a letter to some collection company to make sure they take it out of the record. He was lucky that the late payment that he had, it wasn't on the real estate. Because when you are late on real estate,
that becomes a red flag.
A red flag when you have 580. Okay, if you have 700, whatever, if you are late on real estate, they look at you as, okay, maybe it was a mistake.
Just one time.
But when your credit is low already, you don't want to have any late payments. The underwriter take it serious. Okay. Now, are there other factors that might affect you when you have 580? Yes, it can affect anyone. However, when your credit score is 580, they look at your profile with a bigger lens, because they want to make sure you are not a high profile, high risk individual. Because at the end of the day, the mortgage company, their job is not to chase people around for rent and everything. So they want to make sure whoever is getting a mortgage loan, that person is credit worthy, and that person is going to pay back the debt.
I see.
So yes, to answer your question, 580 will buy. But if you don't want to face any kind of stress, you want to buy your home with happy mind, less stress and everything, the golden number is 640 for FHA loan. When you have a 640, you don't need to buy point. You don't need to worry about like somebody telling you have to wait a little bit because they want your credit to boost up by 20 point whatever. No, merely when you have 640, you are good to go. Can 620 buy? Yes, but you're gonna have to buy point, and the point might be around like 1,800, 1,650, so depending on that you have to pay to get the loan. Okay. So 580 can buy, but there's a lot of scrutiny, a lot of underwriter look into the loan and deep dive into your loan to see if you can qualify. So
I
don't know if that answered the question.
It does answer. I remember the first time I was buying a house, and I think I have like 640 then, and even with that, first time experience is part of it. Sure. Because now I know you're gonna go through it anyway. But back then it looks like it was like very, very hard for me. Because every time they're asking for every little details, they want to see where this is coming from, how this happened. But so we already know how you can establish credit. One is to get a secure card. The second one is to get on someone that have a good credit profile.
Yes.
Let them add into their profile.
Yes.
And if you have minimum of 558 credit score, you can get a home. Now, let's say I already have, I used to have a good credit profile, or something happened and everything went down. How can I rebuild? Is there any way to rebuild your credit to get to buy a house?
Yeah, that's a good one. You mentioned actually now it took me back to some of our currently I'm helping about 3 clients to rebuild their credit. Of course, they're already on contract. So the builder, they have like program where when you apply, if your credit is less than 620, they'll recommend you to go to that program. And that program, all they do is to technically look at everything, all the baggage that you currently have, and they will try to see which one can you pay at least to get you to 640, where you don't have to buy any point and you still get the house. Okay, when they look at everything, technically, what are they doing? What are the recommendations? Quite honest, you have to pay some of this debt back. Okay, there's nothing like something for nothing. You have to sacrifice something to get what you need. So what am I saying? In most cases, you have to pay this debt. Okay, some of the debt you don't really have to pay everything. Like one time or right away. You might negotiate where you're going to be paying every month.
Yeah.
But the fact that you don't let the bill to either if it's not yet in collection, you stop it before it goes there and you negotiate. If it's already in collection, you can do this possible where you call that company and see how you can pay half of it or 3/4 of the debt.
Yeah.
And if the company accept, you pay that and they take it off your credit.
Yeah.
Okay, so this program, what they're doing, they are looking for the minimum stuff you can do to get your credit to 640, where you can get the house. So as long as that there's a possibility of that, you can get your home. What about people that they don't have the opportunity to get into program or anything? What I would recommend them to do is to actually go to their Credit Karma, look at the baggages, which is the collections or the huge debt that they have that has not yet go to collection. If their payment is $500 a month, they should take a phone. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Take a phone. Call that company. Talk to that company. Hey, this is this. My name is Ibrahim. I have a obligation to pay $500 a month. Unfortunately, because things are hard for me, I can only pay $65 a month. I can only pay $100 a month. Okay. Now, these companies, first of all, they might say, "Oh, we have to pay for it." And say, okay, can I talk to the credit team or the payment arrangement team, or because the first customer service you speak with might not know there's a department or a program that will get you, this payment arrangement. Okay, so you want to press hard a little bit, try to make sure that person understand that you are not trying to stop the payment, but the goal is to be able to afford that payment, because I would rather pay $100 a month than paying $500 when I know for sure that the $100 is what I'm comfortable paying.
I can't afford.
Yes, because at the end of the day, the credit bureau, this is how they look at it. If you pay $500 a month, we have the same debt, which is 50 grand, for example, and I'm paying $100 a month. Look, we both gonna be getting the same point, because you paying, I'm paying.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the funny thing, or I should say the tricky thing about it, is that I have a hedge if we want to get a loan, because now he has $400 more baggage than I do, even though the debt is $50,000 each, but he has to pay $500 because he didn't call them to negotiate. But because I'm looking, I watch Duty Talk, I talk to people around, I learned that I have to call and negotiate. Now I'm paying $100. So technically, he has to pay when he wants to get a loan, let's say mortgage, he has $400 that they would deduct it from his income. For me, They only do the $100. So now I can borrow a loan worth of $400 monthly,
Yeah.
in addition to what you and I can borrow,
Yeah.
because now I'm paying less. Hey guys, the mortgage company, they don't care about how big is your loan. They only care about how much you pay back every month. Okay, that's one secret I want you guys to know today. So how much you pay every month, it matters more than the entire loan. Okay, so always try to negotiate for lower payment. The fact that you negotiate for lower payment doesn't mean that you actually have to stay there for forever. No, if I win the lottery, I can take all the chunk and pay it off. That's it. So it is important to negotiate for lower payment, because you have an edge over someone who is paying high payment, especially if you want to scale in real estate. Because the goal is to, know how to manage your credit profile so you can scale up and become, financially independent. That's all we are talking about here. I mean,
Yeah.
so what do you think about people? I mean, people that just came into this country. I'm talking about immigrants, to start, they know, some don't know they have to get a secure credit card, or because they don't have a family here. Okay, it's hard for them to see anyone to help them with spouse and everything. Okay, if they apply for the secure credit card and they only have one, of course, a lot of people get stuck and just stay on one. Okay, you and I know that you have to establish at least two or three. You don't want to do too much, but you have to establish two or three. Because when you one, your credit is not strong enough. Like if they look at you like you only have one, man. So how would you encourage people to go for it, not to be scared? Like, because
So I so I'm going to approach it from the same angle you did, like immigrants. So just because we don't have the credit system
yes,
where we are coming from, we are used to paying everything outright, paying everything cash. But the good thing about America is you can live as big as you want. You can buy $300 house while you only pay $1,000 every month. So you want to be able to leverage other people's money. um I have someone that likes to pay everything off, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna pack out really quickly, you're gonna max out really quickly. I know that this is what you've known all your life, but being able to leverage other people's money help you a lot, and it helps you to grow faster, especially when you are in a high capital intense business like real estate.
yes,
So if you want to grow faster, scale faster, buy more houses, so you can be, financially free and let other people pay for your lifestyle really quickly. You just need to go grow over that fear, that fear of, oh, I don't want to have too much debt. Because one thing is, debt in America, it can make you rich if you know how to. So that is where coming to do the talk, watching us every week is very, very important, because all this information is out there, but nobody's talking about it in
enough.
immigrant community. So we really need to grow over that fear,
Yes,
and really build the solid credit profile, because it can go a long way in getting us out of the rat race, going to 9 to 5 every now and then, uh, having to go to work when you don't have to. So, Ibrahim, this is a very great topic, and I believe our audience already enjoy it. And this is just the beginning of a new dawn with Do the Talk. So hopefully we can, keep this momentum and keep going. So if people want to reach out to you, they want to buy their new house, they want to buy investment property, they want to sell their existing home, how can people reach out to you?
thank you for that. So All you have to do is go to agrirouters.us. That's my website. You know, you see my contact and everything. You can reach out to me through there, send me a message, email, or call me through the website. Okay. Or if you have a social media, you're a social media person, agrirouters.us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook as well. Call me anything concerning real estate. I am your guy. Ahmed, you are a real estate investor, you're a property manager, a prominent one here in Indy. And it was like yesterday when, we used to, but it's like everywhere you go now, oh, it's your property, it's your property. So, how can people benefit from your services? Because you are one in a million. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. You can reach me on all social media as well, TikTok, Instagram. My Instagram name actually is official Ahmed Lawal. You can reach me on there. But you can also call 765 24079 32. I always forgot this number for some reason. So guys, stay tuned. This is going to be coming to you every week now. We are moving away from live and doing it, being together. You see me and Brian in the same
I
in the
love
same
this.
space.
I love this.
Okay, so yeah, stay tuned guys. See you. Bye.